First you don't succeed.
You dust yourself up and try. Motto for 2021.
There it is.
First you don't succeed. Dust yourself up and try again.
Dust yourself up and try again.
Try again. Do it again. Can't feel it tingling.
This is why we are podcasters. And not, well, I'm not a singer. Well, I'm not a singer. You can clearly.
What we need to
Make it
really
happen.
have a discussion about is that you're Snow White, and
But only when I'm stressed.
only when you're stressed. You're like,
I forgot what to say. That's when I got you.
Right, but we have to like make it like. No, we have to remix it. We can't be called Snow White. Like, yeah, we have to figure. We'll figure out because all the combinations in my head sound really problematic. We don't want to do that.
Yeah, we don't.
So,
Let's see.
well, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Again. This is episode 4, aka Quad, aka Quaddy, the number 4 Cuatro, you know what I'm saying? So I would just want to start the episode saying shout out to all the number 4s, all the quads out there. Shout out to my quad, just saying, you know who you are. aka Quaddy.
We'll talk about you later, girl.
Right, shout out to you, but yeah.
Let's check in.
Yeah, I think at this point we're like...
It's 2021.
It's 2021. We are a good way into the month of January. So if you have any, ambitions, any affirmations you have set, any goals you've set, plans you've set, we hope for you that you are starting that process of putting them in motion.
It's moving along.
Are going through that. So we're going to do our check-in with each other because we love doing that. We love that for us. And our check-in today is we put down 2 goals that we have for this year. So you want to start us off?
Yes. My first goal for this year, for 2021, I think it's a goal that I had last year as well, and that I did feel like I dedicated a lot of my time to it. And then the panty hit. So the pan dulce hit, which kind of relatable. I want to focus on my health.
Okay, right.
I talked about this last episode, like doctor's appointments is one of them.
#adulting at an all-time high.
Yeah.
Finding your own doctor.
Finding your own doctor, a good doctor. I had a really bad experience with my general doctor, med doctor.
The primary?
But also my primary doctor, and then my OBGYN. I was like so excited because like she had a Latina sounding name and she is Latina. But when I tried to talk to her about like cultural stuff, she was just like, ah. And then well, anyways, this is not what we're talking about, but
that plays a part into it.
Yeah, I want to like be happy with my doctors and like who I talk to about my health and how much time I invest working on my health. So physical health, mental health,
just health overall.
Yeah.
Health and wellness.
Yes. Yes. How about you? What's one of your goals for this year?
One of my goals is to sustain my independent life. And for me, I finally have everything that I am doing in my life. It's all in my name now for the first time. Yes. So like, shelter, mobility, car, phone, insurance, car insurance, everything's in my name, and it finally took me to being 28 for that to happen, but I love that for myself. So my goal is to sustain that, manage that, properly budget that, and also include my self-care in that process. So on a month-to-month basis, you might be included in the petty party or my humble opinion, but one or the other. I will keep you updated on how it's going. But so far, we're starting off pretty good. We already set our budget for January. Everything's working smoothly, so fingers crossed as we move forward. Positive thinking.
That's right.
Thinking the way it should be.
Let's see. My second goal I really want to invest in this project, in this podcast. Both like investing like creatively, but also like really, really giving it the time to, you know, to prepare and to.
I just want to interject myself right there. Let me tell you, okay, my P-Mom has been out here being executive producer, editor, sound engineer. You've been out here killing the game off. And for coming to the point, remember the first episode, you were like, I left all the audio equipment in the box. Yep, you said you could be able to handle it, so I'm just waiting for you to get here. It's the growth for me.
I feel like episodes, every episode.
Yeah, like you're out here killing the game off, so I just want to give you those snaps to you because you're out here doing it and you're just taking it on with stride. You're like, oh yeah, I'll just edit the episode and then it'll be out on this date, you know?
Listen, if a person with actual expertise saw my GarageBand, they'll be like, what are you doing? I'm just
That doesn't matter. It's the quality for me. It sounds great on my side, and for us to, you know, be on our 4th episode and really doing this is really big, you know? So I am proud of you. I love and support you, and you know, I'm just here for the ride as you being an editor, executive producer, sound engineer.
Oh my goodness.
AV expertise.
Okay, no, that's still not.
You fixed it. You fixed it last episode. You don't even see.
I don't even know.
We always go through an hour and a half of fixing.
More than that. No. Yes, an hour and a half.
Yeah,
exactly an hour and a half.
The last 3 episodes have been an hour and a half prior to suggesting. So, it's the growth for us.
Yeah, so, that's what it is. No, but I definitely, I mean, even in that, because yes, you know, we've been putting out episodes. They sound, you know, digestible. But you know, I want to invest time in like learning. I really want to learn. I mean, it sounds like super silly, but like how to like actually just fade in the music and fade it out. Putting like beeps and stuff. Like there's so many things that I still like want to work on. So I want to invest like really in like my skill set and the things that I am volunteering myself to do with that expertise. But also like just creatively, like, you know, earlier we were talking about like, you know, how do we sustain this like through our careers, through, you know, working balancing, but also, you know,
management.
Like for me, I work in higher education. I have my busy seasons and my slow seasons. How do I even just like kind of make that flex and make that work for us? I think one of my goals is to just like really invest in the podcast. And you know, it's weird because we started in December, so January is like literally the beginning of the year. We have a whole year to see like what do the next 12 months look like for us? What's our rotation? All of that. So
also my number 2, my second goal is also the podcast as well. And I'm really thinking of like, it's almost been a year from us thinking of this. Yes. That's something about like, we're 1 month away from our like anniversary of it being a baby, it being a thought. Because conceiving the podcast. So even though we're literally in the early stages of it actually being a thing for us and to be a reality, in my mind, I'm thinking, you know, it's almost a year. Like it's almost an anniversary to celebrate. So just to actually see the progression and see it be a thing and actually come to fruition is really exciting for me too. But I do want to invest more. I want to be able to fix our audio issues right away instead of it being an hour and a half to more plus time trying to figure out what's going on.
Otherwise, every petty party is gonna be about
audio equipment.
Like, and I don't think y'all are gonna like
over
that.
We're done.
We're
done. So we, you know, I want to make sure I practice on that as well too. I want to be able to get fancier with editing videos. That's really been a thing for me too. Finding the best storage. That's also been a struggle too.
Storage. If anybody knows how to use a hard drive, external hard drive, hit me up.
Hashtag help us.
Help.
At Corona Logic. Okay?
DMs are open.
Right. Support and accountability.
Don't get wild.
SNA, okay?
SNA.
But yeah, definitely. So I think we both have like our 2 goals for the year. So we're really excited to just keep moving forward with those and practice them. And obviously y'all, our listeners and viewers, if you're able to see any clips of these, you'll be able to see how we're able to put that in motion.
Also like how transparent we are with our journey. I'm gonna just like awkwardly move and talk at the same time.
Yeah, go ahead.
But actually I'm not gonna do that because this couch stinks.
We're sinking.
Just like I think there are certain parts about our journey that we may feel comfortable sharing on our individual platforms and stuff. And so, if some of our goals align with your goals, let's find community and let's build a community. I know you have, or you're considering, finding some community for like the active challenge that you do of like being active every day.
That's another. I wrote a list of goals for my year of 28. I haven't wrote down my goals for 2021, but by the time this episode comes out, I will have already done that. One of my goals is I've already completed an initial 75-day challenge, and I got
shout out to you for that.
Right, I didn't think I was going to be able to make it, TBH, but it started as I honestly saw somebody on TikTok, and I unfortunately forgot their name. They had real specific restrictions on what you can do, what to do. So for me, when I started that, I was just coming off of alcohol cleanse. I did a whole 31-day cleanse from alcohol because, at the end of the day, alcohol is not really beneficial to the body, honestly, on a health tip. So I was like, you know what? I want to give my liver, I want to give my pancreas a break. I just want my kidneys to do their thing naturally, Yeah. So I did that, and I did see a lot of, I get colonics. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that, but if you're not familiar with colonics, it is also known as like colon hydrotherapy. And it's basically...
Oh, you told me about this.
Yeah. If you're familiar with enemas, it's like a really intensive 1-hour enema. But for those who might not know, it's basically where you're able to extract any additional waste from your intestines through having...
You catch what we're saying.
Right. And by having, liquid water based flow through your intestines backwards through your rectum by a tube.
I love the medical, the way that you're
I'm trying.
It's great.
I don't want to scare people. But that's basically what I do. And I've been getting those since early 2020. Probably my first one was in February, and I think it's very beneficial. But I saw the most benefit from it when I stopped drinking alcohol. Even awesome lady that does she even mentioned that she was like, you definitely had a breakthrough today. And and I didn't even think about it, that like I didn't realize how much alcohol can have effect on your diet, on your body, until when that happened, when I wasn't drinking it. So when I did for the first 75-day challenge initially, I still consumed alcohol. I had fast food when I wanted it, because once again, to accountability for what we want. No more cheating days.
And we do it on a healthy way.
It's a balance.
There's no cheating. There's just choices.
Right. It's a balance for me. But I made sure I worked out for 75 days. Whatever I did, I kind of did intermittent fasting. I wouldn't eat till 12 noon of the day. If I woke up before noon, which I always did, and I worked out in the morning, I would drink tea, I would have water, I would take my vitamins, but I would not consume any food until 12 or later. And I wouldn't eat past 8 p.m. So that was like my time frame. But this time around, I want to focus on no fast food, no alcohol, no devil's lettuce, if you know what I mean. Whoopsie. And then also I'm trying to stay away from processed food, frozen foods, like microwavable things, and not only to consume natural sugar from like fruits and veggies and things of that sort. So, just fingers crossed, we're starting January 3rd. So at this time I'll be, almost 2-3 weeks in, and I will be honest and transparent about my journey through that. But I'm really excited. And P-Mom's just going to join me in that. I don't know how she's going to join me in that.
I'm going to do all of that though.
But I'm excited to do it for a second time, because I did lose 12 pounds, and that was just me focusing on working out. So adding in my, dietary restrictions are my focus for a lifestyle change, not a diet, but a lifestyle change. Then I feel like it would be a better outcome, because most of what you consume plays out in how your body, reacts to it, working out, and just in the look overall. So
Yeah, I think we touched a little bit about this last episode, but I navigate like very carefully like my relationship, both with like food, but also with like any sort of goals related to like my weight or my health and all of that. Because I think there's just such a easy line to cross into like really toxic diet culture. But there's also, I believe in like the reality of like healthier habits. Like just overall healthier habits. So yeah, I'll definitely be joining you in the 75-day challenge.
Y'all heard her.
Yes, and I'm about to The things that I'm gonna commit to,
Yes.
is definitely working out. I actually, there was a time frame where I really thoroughly enjoyed, getting stronger. I want to increase my water intake. I have really good days.
I think that's very, very, I can't think of the word. I got so excited. I didn't know what to do.
Important to you, we know. Yes, we understand.
Did you say you want to focus on hydration?
Yes.
It's the water for me.
And then I definitely want to work on eating more home cooked meals. Even when I have times of like craving, just cooking them, making them myself. Again, making choices in that process, but yeah, so we'll see how we're doing.
Yeah.
75 days.
And 75 days. And I want to just add to my goal of doing the 75 day challenge is to focus on me being healthy. It's not about weight loss. It's about stamina. It's about endurance. It's about my blood pressure. It's about my cholesterol. Those are things I'm working on. That's my focus right now, because looking at medical history in my family, and as I get older, people tell me once you hit 30, things just start falling apart, and I just want to prepare in the best way possible. And then also wanting to possibly have kids, like you want to try to prepare your body and whatever that looks like. So it's really just about getting my body in the best shape possible. So if I lose weight, awesome. If I gain muscle, awesome. But that is not the focus. It's just health. To be in a healthier lifestyle, healthier environment for my body.
So we're about to move into a completely different topic.
Yeah, so
community.
You know what? I think it's time for Career Chronicles. Yeah. But for Career Chronicles, I wrote a question, and my P1 was down for it. So the question is,
it's a question, but can I just say this is like a concept that I feel like needs to be coined if it has not been coined.
Right. So of course our segment is Career Chronicles, but the phrase we're going to use is #queer puberty, because I feel like once you realize that you identify something else besides what is like hetero, traditional, straight, you're realizing like, I'm in a whole new world.
A whole new world.
Sing it.
I was thinking, I can't. That was brave.
A dazzling place I never knew.
That's also the only line I know.
Okay, same. Okay, I was done. I was tapped out. But so we would definitely want to go into the phrase queer puberty. But the question is, and Computer Logic can definitely go first, is what is the first time you were hit on by a woman, or the first time you hit on or spit some game after you came, to your queer puberty stage?
Yeah. I would say...
Wait, which one?
I have one of each. I'm going to start with the first time that I remember being very explicitly hit on. Now, I know it's not the first time that I was hit on, because I told you that story about that someone that I was like, oh, damn, they were offering it. And my closeted self.
Should we start a Patreon so we can give the deets? So I feel like we should do it later on.
We'll talk about it. So I'm going to talk about another experience. This experience was at Bar West.
Shout out if you know where that is.
Shout out if you know.
Bar West is excited for a lot of things.
It was indeed a Thursday night.
Okay, so for those that might not know, there's like Thirsty Thursdays.
Yeah,
right?
So Bar West was just known for the fish bowls, the 64-ounce sugar and alcohol drinks that
a lot of alcohol.
Fucked you up.
Yeah.
But on Thursday nights, they were half off before like 10 or 11.
So they were usually like $40?
Yeah, I remember the one that I liked, it would come out to like $16 because they're different prices.
Yeah, on Thirsty Thursdays.
But on Thirsty Thursday, it comes out to $60 and it was 64 ounces.
And college students, we're like half a gallon of alcohol for $16.
Listen, if you went to Bar West and shared a fishbowl, don't worry about what's in the vaccine. Because let's be real.
I'm screaming right now. No, seriously.
Yeah.
If you share, because the fishbowl came with like 4 or 5 straws.
And then you grab your straw from...
Right.
Okay, anyways, that's not what the story is about. So I remember being at Bar West. I remember for some reason, I went to the bar by myself. Whatever the group was doing. I was at the bar getting a drink, and all of a sudden, I just like look to my left. I'm just there waiting for the bartender to look at me, and I look to the left.
The struggle.
This like stud, you know, like a plaid button all the way up, just the baggy jeans.
Do they have a snapback? They have it fitted on?
I think they might have had a snapback of some sort.
Very mask vibes.
Very mask vibes.
Sure, for mask like those I don't know. Okay.
Very, very, you know, swaggy and whatnot. Just like comes up, turns around and looks at me. Looks me up and down. Like actually I see their head like move up and down.
It's the confidence for me.
And they say, "Ooh, you're just my type." And then I was like, "Oh, am I?"
Really? You don't say.
I was like, oh. And they're like, "Yeah."
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they're like, "Do you have a number? Give me your number." So this is the first time somebody took my phone and like put their, you know, and they're like, "Give me your phone." Like puts their number in. It just gives me the phone. I was like, "Okay, cool."
I think inquiring minds would also like to know as well as me, because I don't remember the full details of the story. Did you use the phone number?
I did not.
Woo!
I did not use the phone number. I think it's, you know, I don't know who they were. They were a little strange.
That's true.
They were very confident. I would honestly say I think this happened to me once before, so that's why I didn't do it. I'm afraid that they won't remember me. They won't remember like hitting on me, you know?
Not her acting like she's not memorable.
I don't know. I don't know.
I just think as a Sagittarius, you know that you're memorable, so don't even. They won't remember. Stop.
I just wasn't sure.
Okay.
I just wasn't sure. I think very much like the original story that I cannot share because of who it's about. I think it was the same thing of just me like realizing but not realizing. And to be honest with the person that I do know, that felt more like a missed opportunity. Like, oh, damn. With this one, it was more like, oh, like, it, like maybe like it could have, but like, you know, it was more of like, I didn't think it was serious.
Okay.
Probably because I wasn't initiating it, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, that was my
You
first.
kind of like to chase a little bit.
Do I
A smidge.
a little bit.
Yeah. Because I feel like it's the comfort or it's the excitement knowing you conquer.
I like yes, but I also like it to like not be hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's a balance. It's a weird seesaw.
Like it shouldn't be hard for me.
It's
hard for you. Not for me though.
Screaming. Not for me, for you, honey.
Yeah.
Just clarify.
Yeah.
Wait, so that's when you were hit on.
That's when I was hit
What
on.
about when you like hit on someone, but you were like full blown queer puberty, living in it, thriving in it? Did you hit on someone? Have you ever?
Okay, so the reason why I think this is queer, like full on queer puberty, is because I was in a relationship with a man.
The prelude. Okay. Dot.
Yeah, it was like it's honestly, that's one of those relationships that I don't count in because it was like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
I was with, you know who I'm talking about. And I don't
I just remembered who it was. Lord.
And it's one of it's I don't know.
It's okay.
I don't know how
It's okay. We're not.
I don't know how it
doesn't
happened. A lot of you don't know because I kind of kept it low key, but I kind of know. Like it was public for a second, like literally one.
The irrelevance.
Yes. But so I was dating this person, and this is why it's queer puberty, because I was curious.
Mm-hmm.
I already, you know, my spidey senses.
Mm-hmm. They're tingling.
And there was somebody that actually you knew, and I think what I did, my pubescent behavior
Mm-hmm.
was I'm pretty sure I like had you tell them that I thought they were attractive or something, or they told you that they thought I was attractive or something.
We have to check out this episode.
So we call it this is
I'm definitely a wing woman.
Low-key bae, I think, is what we're calling them for the story. Low-key.
Yes.
Not on the bae, more emphasis on the like low-key. Because the interaction was low-key.
Yeah.
I think my whole interaction with them was low-key.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember how it started, but I was kind of trying to shoot my shot, but I also think they were a little bit.
For sure.
But it was like a 1 day old DM conversation where I tried, and then it was just clear that they wasn't ready, and there were other factors, and but it felt the reason why it feels like a queer puberty moment or like a baby queer moment is because again I was dating this whole other man, but very much just ready to not anymore. But it was also like, do we think So, but yeah, those are kind of the little numbers that I remember.
I feel like for those that are questioning or that are like curious or feel comfortable with the term bi-curious, I feel like there is that one person or that one situation that comes along that makes you feel like, F it, I'm gonna put my foot in the pool. I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna just move forward. I want to really see. I don't know if it's intrigue. I don't know if it's fascination. I don't know if it's really just like I have these feelings and I want to express them.
It's
and
like
that's that person.
Well, it's like how when I talked about my partner in like what the first or second episode, I would have been down maybe. Like I think all I was looking for was like somebody that I was down to like come out for, and
I wanna be down with what you're going through.
And yeah, I mean, it ended up just landing at my current partner, where I think that's somebody who I actually did like persist.
We approve. We stand.
Yes, we do. But it was. I think that was the first successful. Like it was successful because here we are, like 3.5 years later. So.
Right, in the game.
But yeah, what about you? What's your baby queer moments?
Yeah, like a newbie queer is, it's like being born as a giraffe, like the awkward walks and everything else. But my first time that I was hit on by a woman was my ex-wife. But I feel weird saying this, but
I feel like that's such a gay thing to say.
It's so...
The first time I hit a woman was my
ex-wife. Yeah. But I will say this, like I'm big on energies and connections and vibes. And when I tell you, I didn't even know what this person looked like. And when I heard their name, because they were a previous roommate's best friend, when I heard their name be spoken, I would get butterflies. So I already knew like something was up. But mind you, I was still dating men. I never had dated, anyone else besides men before. So I was like, well, maybe that just means it's supposed to be my best friend. Maybe, because I had this thing where I already knew who was with my next partner. Always. All the boyfriends I had a feeling, I had a connection before I even met them, whether they know that or not. So when I got that same kind of feeling and it was about a woman, I was like, are you sure?
Right.
No. And so when I met them, I saw their face once and I just freaked out. I don't know if y'all ever had that feeling. Because I never had that feeling before, like love of your life. Like when you see them, you just know. So to already have that connection when you first see somebody, it's really intense and you don't know what to do with it. I freaked out and I ran to my room. They came in the door in our apartment and I ran to my room. I freaked out. Calmly though, because I'm Sagittarius, okay? You're not gonna see me sweat. I kept it cool. Freaking out over you? No. You don't even know me. So, yeah, and just kind of throughout that night when I met them, the interactions, like they were definitely more of like an aggressive stud, like AG stud, and very masculine, very dominant. And they were just really confident on the borderline cocky. And me. I don't know if it's a Sagittarius thing. I don't know if it's just me as in general. I love to crush egos. Yes. You coming at me full cocky.
Yeah. You're not gonna do it.
You want to get me? You thought, okay. So yeah, I was not giving them time of day all night. When we went out with our friends, with our roommates, I was not giving them time of day, and they were like, "We're supposed to be together," and I was like, "Who said that?" I was like, we were going to one of the, local gay bars, and they were like, oh, you're going to get a number? I was like, yeah, a number for me. They're like, oh, I thought you don't date women. Okay, and not you in my business. I don't know who you are. So, but by the end of the night, we were having like 3-hour conversations. We exchanged numbers. Like it was really funny because they prided themselves on being a player. And they were like, I've never not gotten what I wanted from somebody when I saw them. Oh, and of course, being the aggressive, masculine, dominant, stuff that they were like, oh, I'm just trying to get your underwear. And I was like, no. And we ended up cuddling all night. Oh, it's a scandal for me. But anyway, yeah, that was the first interaction, really, like, just, I guess, kind of taking on someone hitting on me.
Yeah.
But the first time that I hit on someone, I was out here, we're going to call them British Bae. I was actually at dinner with one of my other sorority sisters, and we saw them we saw them at the club. Take that back. We saw them at the club. They were kind of flirting with like both of us. But I talked to my sorority sister, and I was like, I'm totally crushing. I'm not gonna lie.
Dibs.
Right, and them being the sweetest person that they are, they were like, I was like, I'm totally crushing. And they were like, okay. So they were just trying to push it together. Like, we were getting shot. All of us got shots together. We were like at 1 p.m. one of the local gay bars and clubs in the gayborhood, and we were living our full lives, And they later on asked us to go to British Bay. Asked us to go to like dinner later. And so, she agreed, I agreed, and I was honestly like, they're feeling you. Like, what do you mean? I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier, but definitely my sorority sister, being the sweetheart that she is, didn't show up to the dinner intentionally on purpose. She was like, oh, I'm just too busy. I'm like,
love her for that.
Right, love you for that. So it ended up being, and then she didn't warn me though, so I couldn't even try to play it off. I really didn't know. And like British Babe was like, well, that's your like sister. What do you mean you don't know what's happening? Like, I don't know.
We're grown-ass people.
So anyway, yeah, we had dinner, and then we kind of like just kicked it off from there. And I was kind of like excited for myself because they were not like money plays a part into who you are. I think managing it is the attraction for me. Mm-hmm. How you manage and budget it and balance it. Mm-hmm. But just someone that had like these really big career goals, and they really have this like big checkbook that they knew how to balance it. Yeah. I think it was really attractive. But then they also showed me a lot of toxic tendencies. So we had to let them go later on. But just for that couple of months in that moment, knowing that like I hit on somebody, and I think still partially it's because one of my sorority sisters stepped down because she's hella popping. She is just popping. She's hella dope. But yeah, I think it's like a 2 for 2. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just felt really big on that moment. It was a really big. It gave me stride and confidence in my queer puberty, like stage. I felt like I'm a full queer now. Like, it gave me confidence to kind of move forward. Mind you, I still struggle with trying to talk to women. I think that's still scary for me because I'm more like
this one stuck.
I'm more feminine. I'm more femme and more cisgender, and I feel like people are like, oh, you just date men. I think that's that preconceived notion when people see me, and I'm like, no, I date everyone.
Yeah.
Well, you have a heartbeat? Cool.
Right. But I think that's such a thing, a part of the experience, both for us as like being, really feminine women.
Yeah.
And cis, but also like, I think for coming out after dating men for such a long time, because my partner didn't know if I was down with the get down or not. And like, it was this whole thing where, again, success story. I shot my shot for a continuous period of time.
So proud of you.
And kind of just kept popping in every now and then to the point where it got them asking, so do I go for it? Like, then they had the question of like, but wait. And then I think that's something that it's part of our experience as femmes, right? And dating. But yeah, I'm grateful because and that's also probably part of some aspect of like the queer culture of like, I wasn't out for very long and then I got into a committed long-term relationship. But yeah, I can't imagine having to do that more than
It's
once.
stressful. You don't want to be over here. That's how I be getting frustrated. Okay, let me just tell y'all, I be getting frustrated because I know so many of like people that I'm close to that have felt comfortable coming out to me and telling me that they're dating someone, they identify as queer or whatever else, and I love that for them. And like I was out here like kind of came out first from my community and my surrounding circle.
Yeah.
And the struggle of dating and going through that now, I'm just like, I'm over it. And everyone else that has come out after me in long-standing relationships, and I'm like, it must be me.
No.
At this point. No, but it kind of feels like that. And I'm like, I'm gonna go through it. I'm working on myself anyway. It's a process. But it's like, okay, what about me?
It's a match. It's a match.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm just gonna have 5 cats, 2 dogs, 15 plants. It's fine. That's the goal. That's my life for me.
You can't have cats because I'm allergic and I can't come over.
Okay, so 4 dogs, 15
That
plants.
works.
Okay.
That works.
Yeah?
I'll be there.
Okay, cool.
I'll be there.
Yeah, you'll have a key for sure.
Yay! Yay! She said it.
Don't quote me.
But yeah, that was a little bit about our queer puberty. I think there's more in terms of like curiosity and like, you know, for me, I appreciate the fact that like, yeah, I didn't talk about my attraction to women openly, and I get to still do that with my partner, and it's good to be like, oh,
yeah. I don't think people realize how fluid sexuality is, and especially when it comes on attraction.
yeah,
And that there's actually a difference between being attracted to someone and actually wanting to be in a romantic relationship with someone.
Yes,
That's a whole nother situation.
yes.
Like,
You reminded me of the other story. I want to tell the story because it's kind of funny.
is it story time?
It's a little bit of like queer puberty because I think I was
Okay.
a little out there already too, you know, a little.
Story time, folks.
Yeah, I think similar. I mean, I think in our close like community, both like our sisterhood, but like friend groups and stuff, there's been a lot of queerness that's come out.
I just want to say, if there was a commission on that came out, I would kind of be rich at this point.
Yeah, and I would agree.
I love it.
I think we all found ourselves through you. I think all of a sudden,
Hashtag trendsetter.
like we were all in your room and it was like, oh, you two, oh, you two, oh,
Yeah.
you two, oh.
Couple months, everyone was like, pop, 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 pop.
Yes. But this actually, this story definitely speaks to the fluidity piece, that piece that you talked about, because you know, one of my best friends, Carlos, shout out. When Carlos came out, I can't remember. I don't want to speak his story for him, but I remember it was shortly after he had came out, and it was his 21st birthday, and we took him out to celebrate at K-Bar.
Oh, K-Bar.
You know K-Bar. You know the vibes.
We don't talk about another episode about that one. K-Bar was a place. Okay?
You know, I went with you one time. We went with your daughter. Okay, but this time, so it was Carlos' 21st birthday, and from the moment we came into the bar, and we were, you know, a little loose already. From the moment we came to the bar, I spotted somebody that I thought was attractive. Making the terrible assumption that they were potentially attracted to men. It was very androgynous, very mass presenting, and I thought they were attractive for Carlos. Like,
yeah,
and I was like, hey.
Like, trying to be a good wing woman. Like,
it was his 21st birthday. I had to be
fun
on.
for you, yeah.
So I was like, and right away he's like, down. Got you.
Right.
I got you. You know, anything from getting as close to them as possible at the bar, maintaining.
Oh, excuse me.
Maintaining
my drink.
Listen, maintaining eye contact throughout the night.
Ooh.
Like, I'm like, you know, we're looking, smiling. I'm like, dude, your turn, right?
Go. Yeah.
Well, this happened like the whole night. Like, it just kind of happened. And this was also closer to when K-Bar started like closing at midnight. Just randomly, all of a sudden, lights were on, music was on, and it was like, why?
Oh, no, yeah.
So that happened. We had just gotten a round of drinks. Again, 21st birthday, we're getting all these random drinks.
Right.
And of course, Carlos and I are having a chugging contest.
As you should. It's their birthday. It's their 21st birthday.
And again, by now we know, like, we are running out of time. Lights are coming on. They're supposed to leave. And Carlos and I have, we have our drink. And we're doing this weird thing where the drink is on the table and we're just like not, with no hands. Look, no hands. So we're chugging our drink, and all of a sudden the person comes closer to us into our group. They literally come to our table. And we're like, oh, this is it. It's happening. We're leaving.
It's time, Carlos. It's time. Are you ready? Present yourself. You're a prime candidate. You're 21, fresh in the community.
Yep.
Yes.
The person comes to our table.
Dun, dun, dun.
Then goes over to me.
Ooh.
And like puts their hand on my back and they're like, chug, chug, chug. And they start like hyping me up.
So you're cheating on Carlos already. That's how I'm taking it. I don't know about y'all. I'm cheating on.
When I tell you, and I actually have a video of the aftermath of this, but when I tell you that Carlos chugged his drink, grabbed me, and was like, let's go.
Yeah.
And pulled me out of that club.
Yeah.
So fast. I turned around and I smiled, like, bye. There was nothing I could do because he pulled me out. And I have this video where I'm like retelling this story, and I was like, and then what happened? And then Carlos says, well, it turns out they wanted to hit on her. That's fine. That's fine.
Carlos, when you listen to this, just know I fully support you in the situation.
Listen.
Okay.
It's okay. He don't care. He's happy. He's hubbied up. He's good. but yeah, that's some queer puberty shit right there.
Wish.
Yeah. That's like, I was like, oh yeah. I mean, I would have been down, but you pulled me out. Took me.
Well, we never know, but it doesn't matter now because you're
I guess
good.
we'll never know.
Right, you're good.
I'm good.
Carlos is good. Everyone is good.
Yeah.
Me.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm big. I'm
Yes.
being extra. Don't mind me. I'm super dramatic. I'm an actress. Okay?
Promise it's alright.
Okay, I'm totally fine. I'm hydrated and doing adult things over here, so we're totally fine.
Yes. I'm dead.
But you know what I think it's time for?
What is it time for?
You have to say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Petty party.
I try not to be so loud this
I
time.
know. Petty party. I think we're definitely overdue. There's so many things transpired
Yes.
since our last episode, since the episode before that, and I just feel like it's right.
Yeah.
You know?
It's time.
So, we want to give this petty party two topics. Okay, so if you want to join in, add in the comment section. Respond to our stories, things like that. We'll probably do a few polls here and there. So our topics for our petty party this time is working from home, and number 2, being a new professional in the workplace. Especially as like a POC or Black person, that's definitely a whole nother world. So let's just start from working from home. What do you want to say about working from home?
Yeah, working from home. I honestly, I don't mind it. I don't mind working from home. I think the thing that gets me the most,
what really grinds your gears?
The thing that really grinds my gears about working from home is that all of these things that like weren't accessible to us before, all of a sudden magically were. And it's like, okay, well, so you could have done this entire time, you know? And I'm talking particularly around like procedures and particularly around this beautiful thing we called a procurement card.
AKA Pro card.
Yeah, or as I call it, a P card. And just that process every month sucks when you buy as much things as I do with not my money, company money. Every month, like gathering my receipts, putting them in order. I love the front staff though, so because I love them so much, like I make sure that everything's in order. I triple check that I'm not missing anything. I put the receipts in the same order as my report. I highlight the totals so that they don't get
You're
confused.
appreciated.
I do all that.
Just on a staff level, you're appreciated.
But all of a sudden, when we went, in the pandemic, all of a sudden we could accept pictures of receipts. Like that, yeah.
Right.
Sure, just a
But
picture.
prior, we needed physical receipts. You needed to give them in
You
person.
needed original itemized receipts. Pictures were explicitly not allowed. If you didn't have the original receipt, you had to do a no receipt form that your manager has to sign. But all of a sudden, just send pictures. Just email them. I don't have to print this paper form to request a check. Now I can just email. I don't even have to email you the form. I can just tell you how much and to who. Email you the invoice and you can cut a check. But before that, I have to print, staple, attach, sign, all. Interesting.
Right.
Interesting.
It's like a whole new door opened up.
Yeah.
I think for me is the expectation for my productivity level to be just as high as it was when I was in the office.
Yeah.
And being a new professional, especially being a young adult professional and being POC, at the time when we first initially started, when the pandemic really hit hard and everybody was sent home, I was living in a house with 4 other people.
Yeah.
I was literally kind of secluded to my room, and I'm supposed to work from home. I don't have an office desk. I have my personal laptop that doesn't work so well. You want me to still produce, media content. You want me to produce information on our different website portals. How? I don't have a sustainable laptop that works for me well. I don't have an area where I can really work at home like that. And now I'm supposed to provide that same, top tier level of productivity without the resources right away.
Yeah.
And then they told us, you might get equipment for yourself at home, but you won't be compensated or refunded money or reimbursed for that. So I'm supposed to set up my own office at home and not be reimbursed for it?
Yeah.
I don't need to do that. I had an office that I was working in.
Yeah.
And I had a solo office. I was out here living life.
I loved your office.
So cute. Yeah. So I'm just collecting dust now. But yeah, I was really flustered with that. And I felt kind of attacked in a situation where I felt pressured because I knew that if I didn't adhere to whatever the expectation was for me, it's not only just accounting for people that would move forward with having this position later on, but also me being a black woman, a young adult black woman, you know, with tattoos and piercings and locks in this position. So it was a lot of pressure, especially in the beginning. And and then also I didn't know if I was gonna keep my job because mine was a new position as well. Another thing too that was, I can definitely go into detail about it, extremely petty about it, but from working from home was certain people that I worked with, not people above me that would work parallel to me, position-wise, title-wise, would be upset with my productivity level, or when I would take mental health days when it came to situations that happen in the community. If there's another, a murder or death by police brutality or things like that, I would definitely take mental health days, or sometimes I would just be a little bit slower. If we had a deadline I knew it was a week away, I might not be working on something every day. I might work on it later, closer to that deadline, just because I need to process what's going on. How can I feel comfortable trying to provide this information, whatever deadline we need to get to, when if I walk out my door, it's literally a threat for my life. I don't know how to move about in this world. So I had to be honest with some of my coworkers. I told them I'm a Black identified employee, and you have to be real what's going on within the community right now. It's a lot going on, not on just, professional level work-wise. This is institutionally, this is systemic, this is community-wise when it comes to the university community, when it comes to my department community, when it comes to Sacramento or whatever else based in community, and then also just me being a Black person or identifying as that and looking as that as well too, presenting that. It was very scary moving about in this world. And so I honestly had to send them an email, let them know I'm not gonna make this deadline. Yeah. And I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry, because this is the reality of my life, and I'm the only Black person and young adult female in my department. Yeah. There's no one else that looks like me in my department, and it's 40 plus people. So you don't know what I'm dealing with. Yeah. And you want me to just have all this ready for you at the end of the week, and I'm working from home. I don't have a printer at home That was in my office. I don't have scanning capabilities, copy capabilities, faxing capabilities. That was in my office. I don't have a really sustainable or high functioning computer. That was in my office.
Yeah.
So, and I'm supposed to still give you that same level of work. So it was definitely a process, and being honest about that, it took me a couple months to do that because I was really scared, because it was still my first year of that position. I was telling them, like, I can't do that. And anyone that came at me with negative energy or trying to tell me otherwise, I just had to write them a nice professional email. Let them know, like, please be aware of what's going on in the community around you, as well as institutionally, there's a lot going on, and I hope that you're open and aware of what things that affect your students, that affect, your coworkers, your colleagues, because it's eventually affects all of us. I don't think people realize that, but that's another topic.
Yeah.
Neither here nor there, but I had to have that conversation, like 3 months into a pandemic, and then on top of that, it's like, besides just my livelihood as a Black person or identifying as that, it's like my health as a human in general. There's a whole pandemic that's also affecting my community as well, affecting multiple marginalized groups too. So, and then there's also, with the detention centers, and sorry if it's a trigger warning for people, so just throwing that out there too, and just what they're doing to the indigenous folks. Like, there's multiple attacks on marginalized groups, and if you're identifying these communities and these cultures, like, you are getting attacked from all sides, and that's a lot to deal with. And then you want me to produce stuff for you, want me to make things happen at work, and it's, I can try to separate it, but this plays into how I move about day to day.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely, both relating to, like, the new professional life, there's definitely, I think, a huge value in, like, how your department or your division handles non-work related things at work. I think I talked about this last episode, but I'm very lucky with my team, my immediate team. I think the difficulty for me, and where I get really, it's not even petty, because I don't feel like I have the room to get petty. It's really just, like, frustrating, is when those conversations start taking place in other spaces, particularly in spaces that are supposed to be educational, like pro-devo sessions, discussions, debriefing, trainings, whatever, where, I feel like, it's definitely not a petty party. So I'll try to cut this short. But it's more of another segment. It's about, like, I feel like when I enter those spaces, I have almost this, like, out of body experience where I'm watching, particularly a lot of white women learn and talk about communities that I'm a part of, and or that I am an ally to, and or that I advocate for, as this, like, just unknown, like,
I've read about this.
Right.
This is what I've learned via book.
It's like
I have no connection to it in person.
Identity theorists, or in this training, or in so and so's last published work.
Yeah.
We live this,
Right.
And I find myself in those spaces just feeling like it's beyond petting, because I don't think I have the privilege to be petty in those types of spaces. I've removed myself from those spaces and really leaned on the other healthy spaces that I do have access to, fortunately.
Yeah.
Because I'm not about to be some sort of experiment for you. You're not going to learn because of me, and I will say that. If that's me being petty, so be it. I will not, because you're not going to tire me out with your learning. It's not me.
The environment that you work in is a higher education, university level workspace.
These are people with PhDs
that have, tenure, diploma, whatever, tenure, exactly. Like, you, as a university professional, especially the folks that you work with, you are already working with a diverse group of people, regardless of what those communities that are in that diverse group. That
you're gonna Google this one, like.
No, I'm not gonna be the guinea pig or test project for you. I think too, with my petty party, I will definitely tap into the first week that I was officially hired and brought on and did the onboarding and training. One thing that I didn't know how to process too, and that could just be me being like, a Black woman, young adult coming into this situation, but I got, I was working I have my titles like as a coordinator, and I have an office in the new building that just got built on campus. Right. And I'm under like, you know, natural sciences, all the science-based majors. So I'm on the chemistry floor where my office is, right? So I'm next to all the chemistry professors, okay? And that just happens to be predominantly white folks, predominantly male. And so you have all these white folks down the hall, and then you have me.
Mm-hmm.
So the microaggressions during my first week, I was one person, their professor, they walked past my office every day until the third day they finally mustered up enough courage to come to my door. Now, mind you, they didn't knock. My door's open a crack, maybe like 4 or 5 centimeters, so you know someone's present, someone's in there, the light's on. They walk past my door every day. Third day, they don't even knock. They don't tap, nothing. They just push the door open, walk inside my office, and stand in front of my desk. So now we're playing.
Yeah, no.
So now we're playing. What's the eye game where you stare at each other? I can't think of it. But now, so we're looking eye to eye, 5 feet away from each other, and you know, I'm like, you know what? Let me be calm because let me check in. I said, oh, hi, can I help you with something? And they go on and say, my name is so and so. I said, okay,
Cool story, bro.
Nice to meet you. You know, I go and say my name, and then, you know, I say my position, and I said, oh, okay, so that's why you're in here. Did you think I was like a student that broke into the office and was using the computer? Like, what? What were you thinking?
Yeah.
What was your process? What's your thought process? And the audacity you have to just open my office door.
How do you just say that out loud, though?
And then when I say my position, they said, you should definitely get a name tag or title thing in here so we know who you are.
None of
Why
your
does that
business.
matter?
I don't work for you. You don't need to know who I am.
It's not your problem.
Mm-mm.
There's all of our doors have locks on them. If I was able to get in here, I obviously have a key.
Yeah.
But you're a tenured professor. Okay. So, yeah.
Go on about your lesson, sir.
Yeah, that was my 3rd day in. And people are asking me, oh, how's your day? How's everything going? I'm like, this white man, I was minding my black-owned business, and this white man came and interfered.
Yeah.
That's how I felt, and it was really hard not to have, like, once again, this really big, like, judgmental, like, wall up when it came to interacting with other folks that I had to come to in my department, in the overall college that I worked in. I was like, what the hell? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Is this gonna be a continuous thing for me? Because I can't. It's a lot. In my first week, I'm already nervous. You know, so that was one story that I was like, I'm not doing this. Or people having disregard for me and talking straight to like my boss just because he's a man. Like that was another. I was like, it's a sexism for me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I think we definitely have more stories to share and like a longer segment.
Yeah.
To incorporate being a new professional and working in primarily white spaces. I think hearing from people of other identity groups that are also underrepresented in people's perspective. Like this is the conversation that I'd love to have with like guests because there's just a never ending. There's just like a never ending supply of stories and experiences. From one liners, you know, to I look 20% smarter with my glasses on. Like I was told that to my face by a white woman that apparently did her dissertation in some sort of
higher education
feminism in higher education.
Blows my mind.
I was told, so it is what it is.
Woo!
20% though. I mean, I think these do more than 20%.
Right. It's just the class level of the glasses right now, you know? At least 50. Like, give me some credit.
Just some.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, anyway. We could go on and on with the petty party.
But you know what? Party over.
Also, too, we do have an email address. I was just thinking, if you want to submit your story, if you feel like I have an incident or a situation that definitely along the lines with Queer Chronicles, in my humble opinion, petty party,
anything we've talked about so far.
Yeah, just whatever. You're just like, I feel that. You know, definitely. Do you want to give them our email?
Yes. So our email is basically the podcast at gmail.com.
Yes.
We'll go over our socials at the end, but
and you can also DM us too if that's an easier way for you as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
But let's wrap this up.
Yeah,
this short episode is not so short anymore.
I know.
I'm looking at the time, but this is great conversations.
Yeah.
Let's close out with some snaps.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to a couple people because they're super dope and they're awesome.
I don't know if I picked them.
Right, I got you.
Thank you.
They're super awesome and they're just amazing folks that we just want to give a shout out to because once again, what I left in 2020 is no longer realizing the network that I have, right? Yeah. So this is also people in our network that we realize are really dope, and we also support them, and we want to give a shout out to them. So I guess the first one would be we want to give a shout out to Lilia, an up and coming photographer. You know, DM her. Their Instagram, their handle is at Quadi_photography, and Quadi is spelled QU4DY.
Oh, she'll like the shout out.
_photography. Okay, really dope, really awesome. They are taking requests and definitely work with their schedule, and they're awesome. 40% of their proceeds go to the Alzheimer's Association just because that hits home for them. So by doing that photo shoot with them, it goes to a good cause, and also you get popping photos. She did our photos, so
They're looking cute.
Definitely. But who else snaps to?
Yeah, so my snaps are gonna go to my line sister.
Hey.
Another.
Wait a minute. So she trying to do that? Okay, Quadi_photography is my line sister as well. My number 4, Leah, aka Quadi, aka Quad. Quad. Because you want to be extra.
It's okay, but I'm not being extra. I would just say she's my line sister, but I talk about her business. She's not extra like that, but it's okay. We'll wait on episode 10 to make it extra for her. My dime. This snap goes to Brie. Shout out to you. She's been hooking it up. She did our logos, which I think we have shout out before. But she also has a press-on nail business.
Popping nails.
Popping. I believe I posted my first set on my story. So if you go to Cabron Logic on Instagram, you'll see my Stay Pressed story highlights to see my first set from them.
It's not nails for me.
Yeah, I'm not showing my nails right now because
but look forward to nails coming soon.
Yes, coming soon. You can find their nail page on Instagram at Nectarlish.
I'm gonna spell that.
Period. Co. Yeah. So it's Nectar NECTARLISH period CO. There we go. Or if you are, entering your own business endeavor, if you need any logo design support, then you can find them at Made by Brie Design. That's Brie is BRI. So Made by Brie period design.
Yes, super dope. Once again, we just really have an awesome network of people that are just multi-talented in different areas, like jack of all trades.
So talented.
How did you do that? How you do it like that? So
yeah,
definitely
amazing. So yeah, I think that's our snaps.
A little ASMR for y'all.
I think that's episode 4.
Yeah,
I think that is it. We are excited that you all have stuck around and come back 4 times now.
4 times.
We are going for number 5 in 2 weeks.
Numero 5.
So that's right. So you can, again, as a reminder, find us on all of our socials. Our main social page will be Instagram. So basically _ the podcast on Instagram. Our link tree has our SoundCloud, our YouTube, and our Spotify. And also definitely amplifying our Gmail Send us your stories. If you have any ideas for any topics, if you want to let us know,
or if you want to be a guest, we are working on a lineup of our next shows coming up. If you are thinking like, you know what, I feel like I'm an expertise in this, or I want to talk about this, definitely email us too, because we're looking for folks as well too. We want to, you know, support our community. We want to give y'all a platform.
Yeah, and we want to catch up with y'all.
Yeah,
we haven't talked to some of y'all in a while.
We will be social distancing, of course.
Oh,
but just want to let you know.
100%.
But yes, it would be awesome to connect with
Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom. Make my heart go boom boom. Anyone that knows what I'm singing and what I'm talking about, hashtag. You're the best.
Drop it in the comments. Drop it in the
comments. Just put zoom,
yeah.
Make my heart go, and I already know who you are, okay?
Yeah, and I think I definitely want to like encourage folks to like give us feedback. Let us know what you like or what you don't like. The podcasts are getting longer. The episodes are getting longer, so we want to know if they're too long, they're too short.
Yeah.
You know, send us some feedback. You can send us, you know, an email from your sexygirl415 Gmail if you don't want us to know who you are, but also like, you know, if you're a real one, just let us know how we can improve, how we can make this better for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want to hear your feedback. We want you engaged, so be on the lookout for some more
interactive
activities.
We want some feedback. Strumming like a guitar, blow up my amplifier.
When you hear some feedback, you go and take it higher.
Come on, give it to me, come on, give it to me, come on. Feedback. That was so good.
Wow.
That was really good.
Wow.
I didn't even know you knew the bridge before the.
I kind of knew it.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Snaps to you again.
I will learn how to snap.
I believe in you.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
I was going to say have a good night, but I don't know.
Whenever you listen, have a good day, evening, afternoon, morning, next day, yesterday, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, all the week, the whole week, the month, the year.
We'll see you at our next episode.
Cue music.